He called 911 at exactly 2:47 a.m. The line crackled. His voice was calm. "They're coming for me. I know who they are. Please, just send someone." Then, silence. Dispatch traced the call to an empty alley behind an abandoned church in Detroit. By the time officers arrived, he was gone. No blood, no struggle, just a cell phone, still warm, lying in a puddle. His name, Jamal Rivers, a 29-year-old black man, quiet, smart, worked at a local auto shop, no record, no trouble. But that night, something went horribly wrong, and no one, not even the police, wanted to find out why. His mother said he'd been scared for weeks, said they followed him, said he kept seeing black SUVs with tinted windows, said he told her, "If something happens, tell them to check the vault at Midtown Storage." She begged the police to go. They refused, said he was probably just another paranoid junkie. But Jamal wasn't on drugs. He was onto something. A week before he vanished, Jamal had witnessed something he wasn't supposed to. A late-night tow job turned strange. He picked up a car from the edge of the river. No keys, no plates, but a laptop sat on the passenger seat, still on. The screen? A spreadsheet, dozens of names, payment records, city officials, judges, cops, big money, offshore accounts. He copied the file to a flash drive, made 3 copies, told no one, but someone found out. And that's when everything changed. His apartment was broken into, nothing stolen, just papers shuffled, camera lens smashed. Then the strange text started. "You're in over your head. Stop digging. Next time we won't knock." He went to the precinct, tried to report it. The officer behind the desk barely looked up. "If you're not dead, it's not an emergency." Jamal walked out, but before he left a note on the front desk. "Ask Officer Briggs why he drives a black SUV." That note disappeared, just like Jamal. Now here's where it gets darker. A janitor found something at Midtown Storage 2 days later. A steel box, locked, turned it in, labeled, "For the people." The contents never revealed. Police said it was empty, but a retired detective who reviewed the original inventory swore there was a drive, labeled, "Watch me." Then he was fired, no explanation. 3 weeks later, his car exploded, and this entire time the news said nothing. No missing person story, no public statement, just a man who called 911 and vanished. But then something strange happened. A YouTuber named Quincy Lane picked up the story. Former hacker, now truth seeker. He got a tip. Jamal wasn't missing, he was hiding. Quincy traced a crypto transaction made 2 days after Jamal's disappearance, sent to a known whistleblower safe house in Canada. But that tip got Quincy followed. His car was bugged, he went live, told the world what he knew. Then his stream cut out mid-sentence. "If I disappear, it's Officer BR." Black screen, but before it cut, viewers saw the badge. Officer Briggs, the same name Jamal wrote in that note. Now people were asking questions. Too many. So the department finally released the 911 audio. But here's the catch. It wasn't the same recording. The voice was edited, cleaner, calmer, no panic. But an ex-audio tech broke it down, said it was deep-faked, said the real file was destroyed. But one version remained, stored in the cloud, on an account only Jamal could access. And guess what? At exactly 2:47 a.m., 1 month to the day after his disappearance, an email was sent from Jamal's account. Subject, "Here's the truth." Inside, a link, encrypted, locked with a password only someone close to Jamal would know, his mom. And she vanished the next day, left the stove on, her door open, her slippers by the couch. No trace, no struggle, just gone, like her son. But the story doesn't end there. 3 years later, a new city mayor takes office. Promises change, promises transparency. First order of business? Reopen the Jamal Rivers case. But just before the files could be handed over, the evidence room caught fire. Everything burned, every flash drive, every box, every piece, except one, a single printed photo of Jamal, standing in front of a mirror, holding a handwritten sign. They lied. In the corner, a reflection, a figure, wearing a Detroit PD uniform, badge number 4197, Officer Briggs. And guess what? Briggs retired 2 months ago. Quietly, no interview, no ceremony, moved to a private island. But last week, he was arrested, charged with conspiracy, fraud, and obstruction. The evidence, mailed anonymously in a brown envelope, no return address, just 4 words written in sharp black ink. Check Midtown, I'm back. Is Jamal alive? Did he fake his own disappearance to bring them down? Or is someone else continuing his fight? One thing's for sure. The man who called 911 didn't vanish. He warned us. And now, he's watching. 2 days after Briggs was arrested, the city shook again. A video dropped, anonymous upload, titled, "The Truth They Buried." It started with a black screen, then Jamal's voice, unedited, raw. If you're hearing this, I didn't disappear. I was erased. Then, footage, grainy, night vision, a secret meeting inside a warehouse, around a table, politicians, police chiefs, and behind them, boxes of cash. Jamal had been filming them for months. He'd used old surveillance gear from the auto shop, hidden mics in engine blocks, mini cams and hubcaps. Nobody suspected a mechanic. The video was damning. Names, accounts, payoffs, hit lists. Jamal had it all. But what made it worse? He named the kingmaker, the person behind everything. Not Officer Briggs, not the chief, someone bigger, Councilman Harold Voss, the man who ran every budget, every campaign, every promotion. Voss smiled on TV, but behind closed doors he ran a shadow government, controlled judges, bribed cops, ordered hits. Jamal was just a spark, but now he'd started a fire. Within hours of the video dropping, chaos erupted. Voss denied it, called it deepfake propaganda, but his assistant leaked a second video. This one? Voss screaming at Officer Briggs, "I don't care what it takes, make Jamal disappear." Now the FBI stepped in. The mayor issued a citywide statement. "We failed Jamal Rivers, but that ends today." They reopened every case Jamal mentioned. 22 officers were suspended. 7 resigned overnight. 3 turned up dead. Suicide, they claimed. But people weren't buying it. Protesters filled the streets, holding signs, "Jamal lives. We hear you now." But still, no one could find him. Until a boy in Flint claimed he saw a man living in the woods reading the news out loud to squirrels. Everyone laughed, thought it was a joke. But an ex-reporter checked it out, found a shack deep in the trees. Inside, a generator, stacks of newspapers, a corkboard full of faces, and a notebook with 2 words scribbled over and over. Not done. The shack was empty, but warm. Coffee still steaming. Meaning, he'd just left. Cameras set up outside caught a figure leaving hours later. Hooded, backpack, limping. But unmistakable. It was Jamal, older, leaner, eyes sharper. He looked into the lens, said nothing, then vanished into the trees. The footage went viral. Now everyone knew he was alive, and he wasn't done. But what no one knew was what Jamal had saved for last. One more drive, one final key. The real reason he ran. See, Jamal didn't just stumble onto corruption. He was chosen to expose it. By his brother, a twin no one knew existed, Marcus Rivers, a former city IT contractor, killed in a hit and run. 6 months before Jamal disappeared, police ruled it an accident, but Jamal never believed that. Marcus had uncovered a secret network, a hidden server full of internal recordings, confessions, surveillance, proof of a silent war within the city's own systems. He tried to report it. Days later, he was dead. So Jamal took his place. Same face, different mission. But before he could finish what Marcus started, they came for him too. So he vanished, but he never stopped fighting. And now, he's back. Only this time, he's not alone. The video ended with a flash drive icon and one line of text. Phase 2 begins July 5th. That's today. So what happens next? Where is Jamal hiding? What's still left to uncover? And what happens when the city's darkest secrets are finally revealed? Stay tuned, because the man who called 911 is just getting started. July 5th, 3 a.m. A live stream starts. No warning, no promo, just a blinking screen and Jamal's voice. They thought I was dead. They thought they erased me. But tonight, we end this. The screen flickers. Then it shows everything. A hidden server room, deep under City Hall, walls of drives, rows of routers. It was the digital heart of their operation. Every secret email, every blackmail file, every payoff. Jamal had hacked in months ago, copied everything, and now he was about to upload it all. To the people, to the world, to everyone they lied to. He clicked a button marked Upload All, and just like that, the floodgates opened. Thousands of files hit the internet. Video proof of officers planting evidence. Emails between council members exchanging contracts for bribes. Audio of judges laughing about sending innocent men to prison. And one more thing, a final folder. The deletion list. Names of people marked for erasure. Jamal's was at the top. His brother Marcus was second. But lower down, a shock. Mayor Donald Keene, the man who reopened the case, the man who promised justice. He wasn't a savior, he was a traitor. Turns out, he'd orchestrated the whole system for years, then staged his cleanup campaign to bury it. Clean house while burning the evidence. And Jamal? He was the last loose thread, but not anymore. The live stream cuts to the mayor's mansion. Protesters outside, FBI inside. Mayor Keene, gone. Escaped through a tunnel. Disappeared, like Jamal once did. But this time there was no escape. 36 hours later, his jet is found on a remote airstrip in Guatemala. Empty. Pilot dead. Keene's body, not found. But a note was taped to the cockpit door. 4 words. Not even you, Donald. Signed, J. Rivers. Now the city's changed. New trials, new leaders, new rules. But one statue stands in the center of downtown Detroit. It's not of a mayor, not of a general. It's Jamal, hood on, backpack slung, fist raised. The plaque reads, "He called 911. We didn't listen." Never again. But here's the part no one talks about. A week after the statue was unveiled, a package was left at the foot of it. No return address. Inside, a single flash drive, and a note that read, "Phase 3, if they rise again, so will I." To this day, no one knows where Jamal is. Some say he's overseas helping other whistleblowers. Some say he's back in Detroit, hiding in plain sight. Others believe he never existed at all, just an idea, a symbol. But one thing is certain, the man who called 911 didn't just survive, he changed everything. And if they try to rebuild the system he tore down, he'll be waiting, watching, listening, and ready to strike again. Justice didn't forget Jamal Rivers, because Jamal Rivers never forgot us. The end. Or is it? Like, share, and subscribe.